See, I haven't got the profound wisdom to offer advice. But one thing I do want to say to you is don't live the same year twice. Now, we're coming to the end of the year, and you're about to make YouTube the biggest revenue it really is going to make this year, because you're giving it a lot of attention. And there are creators telling you to disappear for 30 days and come back reinvented. What happens during the time that you're disappeared? What happens during your disappearance and you miss the plot? I'm not saying that creators saying that or using that title are wrong. I'm just offering you a different perspective before you go off and start drawing up your New Year's resolution. I want to say to you, don't live 2025 the same way that you lived in 2024. Don't live the same year twice. Don't do the same things you did at work this year in 2025. Don't live your life the same way you lived it in 2024 in 2025, because if you do, nothing will change. You will end up with the same frustration. You will end up feeling stuck. You will end up with the same dreams left unfulfilled, unrealized, and the same moments of wishing for more. And honestly, don't you just deserve better? Don't you think you ought to dream bigger? You want to think about it. How many times have you started a new year with big plans? People making big plans and saying it out loud that they want to lose this amount of weight, they want to change themselves, they want to reinvent themselves in the new year, only for them to find themselves slipping back into their old habits before the end of January. And it's not because you lack the motivation or you lack the drive or you lack the inspiration. It's because you try to invent or reinvent everything all at once instead of just taking one small step at a time. They say tiny drops make the mighty ocean. I'm not trying to advise you. All I'm saying is, instead of trying to reinvent your entire life within a 90-day period, why don't you focus on doing one thing, one small thing differently, just one. It could be you starting your YouTube channel. It could be you losing 10 kilograms. No, that's too much. It could be you just losing 1 kilogram from your weight. It could be you taking a small step towards starting that business. It could be you just sprucing up your CV to look for that job, the next job. That's all I'm asking. It could be you saying no more often to things that drain you, that suck a lot of energy away from you. Or maybe it's just you carving out 30 minutes a day to work on something that lights you up, that brings you joy, that makes your heart leap for excitement. When you stop living the same year twice, you're giving yourself the permission to evolve, to grow. And growth doesn't always mean a dramatic change. It can just be very subtle. It can be tiny, like choosing to spend less time scrolling on your phone and more time creating. I do the same thing. I start to feel guilty when I find that all I'm doing is just scrolling, and I've lost the best part of 45 minutes. Or you could just be deciding that 2025 will be the year that you finally take that risk on yourself, no matter how scary it feels. So let me tell you, you don't have to disappear to reinvent yourself. You don't have to retreat from the world to figure out who you are. If you need to, then do that, but you don't have to. Reinvention can happen right where you are with the life that you have now. Maybe this year or 2025, you stop buying the idea that you have to have it all figured out by January 1st. And instead, you take 2025 day by day, month by month. You're making small intentional choices that feel right for you. It's not about perfection, it's always about progress. And if you're feeling stuck, if 2024 feels like a rerun of the year 2023, then maybe you need to start asking yourself, what's one thing that I can do differently? Not everything at once, just one thing, one area of life. That's all you owe yourself. Change doesn't have to be overwhelming. In fact, sometimes it's as simple as you just deciding to believe in yourself in a little more, than you did in 2023. Don't let YouTube or anyone else tell you how to reinvent yourself. You hold the pen, to your story. The paper is already there. Don't write the same chapter twice. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of energy. It's a waste of the person that you are. It's a waste of the future. So just turn the page and start a new one. 2025 is waiting for you. What are you going to do differently? I'd like to know.